Hey, Facebook. Good morning, everybody. I am sitting in a beautiful park in Fort Ransom State Park in North Dakota. And welcome to Rebecca on Live, everybody. So today we're continuing our discussion about change. If you've been hanging with us the last couple of weeks, we go live every Monday at 9 a.m. Central Time. And we've been talking about change, this 4-step process specifically of change. And so today we're talking about the 3rd step, and I'm so excited to be in a beautiful location. It's weird though, super spotty cell service here because it's a park and I'm not supposed to be on my devices. So, but it's good, you guys. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that we stayed in a yurt last night, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna be in and out with you guys today because it's whatever, it is what it is. But anyway, what I'm going to tell you guys is that the yurt, it really is my brain is firing a bit. Would it be cool to have a yurt on the farm? I showed you guys the Facebook Live out at the farm. All my ideas are flowing today, so that's always kind of fun. So we got Cindy on. Good morning, Cindy, and Jesse. Good morning, Jesse. So so super fun, and it's really this is how sad I am. But come on, I'll admit it, right? I tell you guys what I suck at. I brought our iPad along last night and was going to just download a movie so the kids would have a movie to watch as they were going to bed because, they like to do that. I couldn't get a strong enough signal to turn on a hotspot to download a movie on our iPad. And so my kids just, we had to just, play. And not watch movies or have any devices. And it's funny because it was so freaking enjoyable that it makes me wonder why it doesn't occur to me to do things like that more. But anyway, couldn't get it. And my kids didn't freak out. They were really quite okay. So it was really, really fun. Maybe I'll take a couple pictures and post them on Facebook because I basically just uploaded all the stuff to the Instagram story yesterday. So we're still here. We've got just a couple more hours this morning and then we'll be heading back home. So good morning, everybody. I'm so happy you're all here. Okay, so let's get right into it. While I've got a signal and I can tell I'm still on video, I'm a little concerned. Hey, Sherry, good morning. And yeah, Carly, yurted up. It was actually really cool. It was fun. Okay, so stage 3 of the process of the cycle of change. We've been talking about the fact that there's an actual process. And the biggest thing I've been sharing with you guys is two particular changes that I made following this process. One was to get healthier and one was to become a speaker, making the shift from being a trainer and more of a classroom style to a speaker. And again, I'll tell you guys this too. The one thing I don't have is short on coffee. It's just, I didn't know what our little yurt had. It has everything. It has a kitchen, a full kitchen, a fridge, a oven. It's got a coffee maker. It's got a toaster. So I didn't bring any coffee along to make it, and I'm kind of dying. So I am not coming to you properly caffeinated, which just isn't smart for anybody, but we'll live, right? Okay, so the reason we're talking about change, and I'm sharing this process with you, is not just because ooh, look at me, I made changes, and you guys should too, but just mostly to remind you all that change is really hard. Making changes is hard, and it is a process. And once we talk about the whole cycle, so next Monday will be the last step of the cycle, at any moment that you're feeling really frustrated, once you know these 4 steps, you can stop yourself and say, what step of the process am I in? And then we're talking about the hiccups that you might find in each step, the emotions that you're going to feel. And the whole thing is just to make you feel less broken, less screwed up, and less like a failure when things aren't going 100% your way. Okay? Because that's the thing I can't stand. I talk to women all the time. And the thing I cannot stand is shaming you into change, telling you what you should do. That doesn't work. And so instead, I'd rather say, here's a process, friends. This is what it looks like. It takes time. It's painful. You're going to come back to steps of the process. You're going to see that when we get to the last one next week about how it's not just this 1, 2, 3, 4 and done. It's not how it works at all. So today we're talking about step 3, which is really about taking action. So the first was getting in the right mindset. The second was getting the right advice or support or knowledge. And then this one is taking action. And I love this one because obviously nothing happens unless you actually take action. So you've taken all the time to figure out, like you've decided, I'm going to do this. This is what I need to do. I've got notes, right? I made notes because otherwise I get all over the place with you guys. You've decided this is what I want to change. This is why I want to change it. And now also you know what you're going to do. Because that's the other thing, right? There's like 10,000 ways to do any one thing and you've got to decide on one. So the biggest thing now is that you don't just have the knowledge or the information, but you're actually going to do something with it. So here are the things, the challenges you might face. There's two of them. One is that the possibility that without any outside support or assistance, that you might apply the newly acquired information incorrectly. So we always say practice makes perfect, right? You've heard that phrase, like practice makes perfect. But practice actually makes permanent. And this is a Dale Carnegie thing. We talked about this back when I was a Dale Carnegie facilitator. Like you can perfectly practice the wrong things or imperfectly practice them. And so that's the thing, is there's a real possibility that you won't, without somebody helping you or assisting you that knows the method or knows the process, whatever it is you're trying to change, there's a chance that you might apply it incorrectly and not get the results that you want. The second is analysis paralysis, which this is one of the things I see people that they do more than anything else when it comes to changing, is you go, okay, well, I'm just gonna get a little bit more information. I'm gonna ask a few more people, or I'm going to research a couple more ideas before I dive in and take action. And nothing's going to change if you just stay in information acquisition mode, right? And it's so safe. It's so safe to be like, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And this is like for any of you, I'm talking specifically now to any of you that have one of those big dreams, like writing a book, or I don't care what it is. I mean, let's say it's starting a business and you just keep saying, well, I just want to make sure. I want to make sure I have, and it's to put into action anything because we're just, and really this is a procrastination attempt, right? Like we're just going to delay acting, and then we can say like, we're still researching. It feels smart, but really it's a deflection. It's a defense technique so that we don't actually have to do anything. Okay. Here are the two things that we're likely to feel in this stage. The first is just straight up fear. And that's what keeps us in analyzing what to do instead of actually doing something, is where we all we think is, what if I fail? What are people going to think of me? Will I lose people over this? Are people going to make fun of me? Am I going to look stupid? Am I going to look silly? Am I going to look, fill in your blank, right? Whatever it is that you don't want to appear, that's the fear, and that's your inner critic. We could do a whole thing about that. The second is just the fear of the unknown. Like, I've never done this before, so maybe it's safer just to stay put. And okay, so again, let's talk about I'll give you my examples, and then I'm going to let you guys go for the day. My examples, again, go back to being healthier. I had gone down so many paths in the past, and mostly what I did was I would see like a full-scale program, that had, I got to make sure my kids are like still here. They're swinging. They're good. Oh, actually, maybe you can see them if I turn it off. No, you can't see them, but I can, so they're okay. Okay, I would get a full-scale program that included maybe both all of the nutritional things and the exercise things. And I would like get crazy into meal planning, and I would get crazy into researching. Hi, Gabby. Oh, you're in Germany. Oh, that's awesome. It's hot, huh? It's absolutely gorgeous here. It's like not even quite 70 degrees yet, so it's beautiful. It's awesome to see you, and you're all the way in Germany. That's awesome. My kids are yelling at each other. Okay, so I would just like dive headfirst into all of this stuff, right? Just try to figure it all out. Like, it's just this big puzzle. If I just put all these pieces together, I'll figure it out. That's really tiring, because at the end of the day, everything about any one program may not 100% fit for you. And that's what I found. This program that I'm on, that I share frequently, I don't do it exactly the way they even prescribe me to do it, because I have a whole makeup of how, okay, so like big picture, you guys. If I never wanted to eat gluten again, or I never wanted to eat dairy again, or I was just like, if I really seriously took the whole, like, my body is a machine and I need to fuel it, and I like 70% of the way feel that, But the other 30% of me wants to eat a flipping piece of cake every now and again. Okay. So I can never see myself adopting something so rigid on all fronts, or I can't see myself sustaining it. Okay. So instead of saying, okay, well, I'm going to start small and just cut out sugary pop. Like I wasn't a pop drinker anyway, but let's say that was my thing. Like I'm just going to cut out sugary pop. What I first started really was just tracking my food, just actually tracking everything that I ate. Not necessarily the quality of it, but just actually putting it into MyFitnessPal, which is the app that I use to track my food, right? That was how I started. That's not doing the plan. I could have easily said, so the first round of this, again, I'm not selling you this program, I'm just telling you, it's 6 weeks long. At the end of the first 6 weeks, I had seen results, but I certainly wasn't doing like all of it wasn't clean eating 100% of the time. I was just trying to baby step through taking the action that this plan recommended I take. Like, so the thing that we do instead is we just go, okay, if I can't change all the things, I'm not changing any of the things, and then you don't do anything. So this is why this process is so important, because change is about grace. Change is about grace. It's about saying to yourself, like, look, you're trying, you're putting forward effort, you're putting forward effort, and you're only tackling one small thing at a time. So the whole, like, what's the success step that has to happen in stage 3 of this change process is that you have to start small. You have to act and start small. So there again, just like we talked about last week, if you try to change anything by changing 15 things about yourself, you are destined to fail. Oh, there's Carter. Do you guys see the giant gaparoo between those little teeth there? He lost both of them. Carter, what do you call your big teeth? They're going to come in now. Chompers. He calls them chompers, you guys. He's so excited to get his chomper teeth. Isn't that funny? Okay, I'm almost done. And then I'll come. There's like this little apparatus at this park that Carter calls the American Ninja Warrior apparatus, and he wants me to play with him. So I'm going to go here in just a minute. Okay, so we got Jenny. Good morning. Oh, it's good to see you. So the whole thing in this step is that once you know, okay, like this is where your mindset sometimes falters, and you got to go back and start at the beginning and say, okay, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? What's the point? Because at some point we've got to take some small action. Now, with my journey to becoming a speaker, it was definitely a little more ballsy, I would say. And when we get to next week's step 4, you're really going to see how I made that shift so fast, I guess I would say, versus like I could have gone out on the internet and discovered like how to be a public speaker and taken some classes, and maybe I actually chose to hire a coach. And so the actions that I took were really dictated by her, which was great for me. Like she's like, this, I know how to help you do this. You are good enough to do it. That was kind of the big discussion that we had. So that'll come next week. But this step of the process, you guys, is all about, quit telling yourself that you're not quite ready. Quit pretending that you need more information, because you don't need more information. It was Maya Angelou that was always said, well, and Oprah was always quoted as saying, when you know better, you do better. This is where I see that idea, it falls apart a little bit, because I bet if I was going to poll any of you guys, you could say, yeah, I know what I need to do to lose weight, right? But why don't we do it then? There's a motivation problem. And that's when we got to go back and say, okay, well, who am I doing it for? And what's really the problem? And do I really care? Because a lot of times, I know for me, the things I think I need to change come from completely outside of myself. Like somebody suggested to me that maybe this is what I should do. And somehow it doesn't sit right with my own soul, right? We've got to trust ourselves, friends. That's what this is all about. So this step is just simply about taking what you've acquired, whatever it is, and trying something. Trying something, you're going to make some tweaks, you're going to make some adjustments. And when we get to step 4, you'll really see how things can become habitual. These new changes that you're trying to make can become habits that are effective. So, okay, friends, I hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. I hope you have a great week. We send our kiddos back to school this week. That's partly why I'm like, we are going away for a little bit. It was just an overnight, you guys. It was super fast. So for all the mamas preparing to send some kids to school this week, a lot of my friends have sent some kids off to college this weekend. Just know that I'm praying for you. You're in my heart this week. It's the moms especially sending the kids off to school. The moms just sending their kids back to regular school all the praise hands, friends. Like, I'm so ready for school. I love the summer, but geez, I'm so ready. And then I just wanted to remind you guys too, and when I get back to my office around noon, I'll make sure to post this, but already 13 of you have signed up for virtual happy hour, which I am so freaking pumped about. I can hardly stand it. So all virtual happy hour is exactly what it sounds like. We are going to hop on a video call at 5:30 on, is it the 29th? I think it's the 29th. I really should have had my date in my head. Sorry, I'll post it anyway. It's the last Wednesday. It's the last Wednesday. So is that right? No, it'll be 28th then, right? No. 29th. No. I can't remember, you guys. Wait, what? Happy hour. Yes, Carly, by happy hour. Somebody help me figure out. School starts on the 22nd, 29th then. Yep, Wednesday. So my kids will be in school for exactly a week. And it's 5:30 p.m. And all we're doing is hopping on a call and socially sharing a beverage together. So my whole thought with this, and it's funny because you guys, I've laid in bed and I'm like, what if it's lame? And like, what if nobody says anything? And then I'm like, what am I freaking out about? It was my friend, one of my marketing buddies was like, you should totally be doing virtual happy hours. She goes, because people just want, we want to socialize, and yet you don't want to have to get a sitter, and you don't want to have, and like, I talk to women in rural America, so we're all isolated, and it's not just the sitter for the hour or two you have a drink with your girlfriend, it's the time. So we're doing a virtual happy hour. Yep, 29. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks so much. And yeah, so I am literally not going to think about it. All we're going to do is get on together and share space. Like, so if somebody's having a particularly crappy day, you get to talk about it. And it's okay. And if there's something you want to celebrate, and that's probably all I'm going to be thinking about in terms of prompts. My marketing friend is like, do you create an agenda when you go out with your girlfriends? And I'm like, almost, because I'm that ridiculous, but I don't, right? So there's no agenda. We're just going to get together and connect. Okay. So I would love nothing more than to have you guys hang with us. It'll be so much fun. And if you haven't grabbed your small town survival kit yet, you should do that as well. And I will be, I'll throw the links down for both of those. So as always, you guys, thank you so much for hanging with me. And I hope to see you all soon. Okay. Have an amazing week. If your kids go back to school. Oh, here comes Sis. There's Sissy. Can you say hi? Sis, can you say groove on? No. You can't? See, we get a little shy sometimes. I'll say it then. As always, friends, because I love hanging out with you guys so much on Mondays. Carter, can you say it? What? Groove on. Do you want to come back here and say it to the ladies?
Groove on.
Say it again.
Groove on.
Groove on, everybody. Have an awesome week, you guys.
I am not saying it.
She's not saying it, but we're leaving now. You guys have an amazing week, okay?
Groove on.
Bye, guys.